Page 127, theme from Symphony No. 6, first movement by Tchaikovsky. On page 126, they're reviewing some major and minor triads. Have you really had all that already about major and minor triads? So we talked about that? Apparently, because they're reviewing it. So just briefly, let's just go over it real quick. The idea between the major and minor triad is the interval of a third. I hope you know what a third is, because if you don't, you're lost already. You just take a C chord, a simple C chord. It's major. If I take the middle note and I take it down a half a step, makes it a minor triad. Okay, let's just leave it at that. You take any triad you want and lower the middle one a half step. It's a minor triad. You have to be careful because sometimes when you play a triad, like here, that's minor, and you can, if you learn to hear the difference between major and minor, you can tell that's a minor. You're not going to lower it again and go here. In this case, you have to raise the middle one a half a step to get a major. So some of the triads are major and some of them are minor when you play them. I don't really want to get into it. It's a review. You have a major third and a minor third. A major third here and a minor third here, and when you get that, you have a major triad. But if you flip it and you do a minor third and a major third there, a minor third and a major third, you get a minor triad. And that works everywhere, no matter what notes you're playing. So if you know what a major third and a minor third is, you got it whipped. If you don't know what a major third and a minor third is, you don't got it whipped. You're still confused. I think I went over those in more detail when we covered them to start. So I would recommend you find those videos wherever it's introducing this, and probably book 1, and watch those videos again. In this piece, in the symphony theme, I just want to talk about a few things because he's got some beautiful harmonies going on in here. But I'm going to start with the right hand. They're suggesting you start with little finger. Now this is in the key of D major. 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And that means, yeah, go do the scale video, intermediate part on D major. But they're suggesting you start with little finger on the F sharp. It's okay, but I prefer starting out the 4th finger on the F sharp. And then in the second measure, I'm going to play a thumb on the B and the 3rd finger on the A. Like so. Same fingering in the second line. Start with 4th finger. Now here in the second measure, you pretty much got to use their fingering. And that's okay there. I'll leave it up to you. Experiment with both fingerings and use the one that you feel more comfortable with. The left hand's just got the broken chords. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But that's what it is. 3rd line down, look at the left hand there. You have a middle C, and then these 2 notes each with a flat. Well, take the flats away temporarily, just get the notes. You have an E and a G. It's a chord. Now put the flats in for the E flat, G flat. Oh, wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, just watch the accidentals carefully. By themselves, they don't sound all that wonderful, but when you put it in the context of the piece, it really sounds, it's beautiful. Go listen to the orchestra play the symphony, and it's just amazing. Pedal-wise, go ahead and just legato pedal it the way they're telling you, with a few exceptions. And that is 2nd line last measure. When the right hand has these 8th notes, I would not pedal those. So I recommend you only pedal the 1st beat. Now you're going to hold the left hand down for 3 counts, but I'd like to hear some silence between the 1st note and the 2nd. So I'd lift the pedal up before I play those 8th notes, and I would not pedal any more of that measure at all. Just leave it there. Same thing when you get down 2 lines later, the last measure of the 4th line, same thing. We want to hear a silence before you play the 8th notes. So I'd lift the pedal up before I do it. You pedal the first beat and that's it. Be sure to hold the left hand down for 3 counts. So that's important. Then while we're on this line, look at the 4th line, 2nd measure. When you're here, there's nothing going on in the left hand. So I would recommend that you don't pedal the last 3 notes. Let those 3 quarter notes be completely by themselves. You don't need any other sound going on. The pedal, I mean, all together with the pedal, they sound okay. It's a nice chord. We just don't need all that sound right in here. You might pedal the first beat if you want because of the left-hand chord, but that's it. I wouldn't pedal any more of that measure. The fermata at the end I'm going to hold for 8 counts instead of 4, and then the pedal and the hands all come up at the same time. There is a repeat sign in there because we have a first and second ending. Hopefully you know how those work by now. Let's try this out. Remember, melody's in the right hand, so bring out the melody. Left hand is just for harmony, really. Maybe a little bit of rhythm. So let's try this out. Common timer 4/4 time, I'll give us 4 counts. So right hand here, left hand, foot's on the pedal. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Hold, 2, 3, 4, off.